Hey, how we doing, everybody?
Welcome back, everyone.
Joe here.
Kevin.
So the marvelous Mrs. Maisel
This
has
show,
been nothing but perfect yet.
this show is delightful.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the cast. Although top to bottom, the cast is great. It's visually a masterpiece. The production is top notch. If they're using CGI for anything, I can't tell. It's pretty seamless.
It is very seamless.
So I don't mind the use of CGI if the CGI looks real.
Same.
And I will, but I'll tell you, most of the time you can tell, right?
Yeah.
What was it? I heard that in one of the I don't watch a lot of them, but in one of the more recent Star Wars shows, they used actual stormtroopers in costumes
Huh.
for the first time
Since
like
the 80s?
yeah, right. Seriously, they
Well,
weren't
they used some in
weren't
2015.
right. They weren't CG at all,
Uh-huh.
and everyone was like, "It actually looks real." And
Like, cool.
well, it actually is real. It kind of helps. You know what I mean? I prefer practical effects to digital ones.
We talk about it all the time. Your eye just picks it up differently.
It really does,
And,
right?
And with Miss Maisel, if they are using CG to touch up the skyline, which I'm sure they are,
Right.
You can't really tell because of the blend of practical and CG.
Yeah, they are. I love the boldness of how much they do with exterior shots
Me
in
too.
in a period show set and filmed in New York. I mean, that takes a confident production team to pull that off.
They even nail the interiors.
They do.
You
The
look at
interiors are
every
great.
little detail. Like you said, it is a visual masterpiece.
Yeah. What I really like, I know this sounds silly, but the subway cars
Yeah, me too.
that she's on.
That's what I was
I was
thinking.
like,
Of, yeah.
did subway cars really used to look that awesome?
Yeah.
I hope they did, because the subway interiors they show in the show look
I
fantastic.
know. You can always go to museums in some of the bigger East Coast cities, and they have
Do they?
cars, and they have all kinds of different stuff in there. You can kind of take a look at.
I need to. I want to see, like, I want a tour of an old New York subway car, because those look
Same.
amazing.
Go to Heinz Stadium or Heinz Museum next time you're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They've got like the whole history of Pittsburgh in there. It's awesome.
That is really cool. Thank
Yeah.
you. All right, we do want to welcome some new Patreon subscribers for the last few days, guys. So Rai Chen, Tonaz Moreau, and Devlon. I probably got all three of those wrong. Sorry, guys. But thank you so much and welcome. We really, really do thank you for being here with us.
We do. And if you're watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hi, guys.
If you don't mind, hit the like button for us. Leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
Absolutely. If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else that we've watched or are currently watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. There's an awful lot of content, as you'll see, that we are filling up quickly because we are really, really having a good time doing this.
Great.
We've had trial and error with shows as we've gone along. Some shows we weren't really into, so we stopped. Some shows, and we're not going to fake liking a show if we don't like a show.
No,
right? That's pandering in a way that we won't do.
Superstore,
right? I like Superstore. It was the fighting with YouTube.
Yeah.
To
okay. Yeah.
that was
for
it.
sure.
The ones we weren't happy, we weren't really into, and
I kind of forgot about Happy.
Honestly. And Ozark, we weren't really into. No. Too dark. But yeah, we're the only shows we've stopped because people are asking about like Pen 15 and Hacks. The reason we aren't doing those anymore, guys, and why we've moved on to this is simply because YouTube is fighting us every time you put a video up. They're like they content fight us all the way to the point where they don't want us to put it up.
Yeah,
and so it's just they've blocked. They've had us cut it down to where the show's like a minute and a half. Like the total video usage is a minute and a half long, and even still ad block it. For those ridiculously short, worthless videos, so
not worth it for you guys.
It's not worth it for you guys or for us, and it's too bad because we really did love those shows. Yeah. I'll probably keep watching them on my own, especially Hacks. Yeah. I think Hacks is amazing.
And as always, if you guys want to talk about those shows or talk about anything on Patreon, like Kevin said, hit us up down there.
Absolutely, yeah. We do our best to get back with every comment, except for the truly ridiculous ones. we get called names sometimes. Yeah, we're okay with that. Hate watching's fun too.
It makes me laugh. Streisand,
yeah.
Barbara Streisand. No, I think this is getting kicked out. Or
you're right, because Joel's not there. Yep. Well, I thought that the two dads decided to.
They did.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going back and forth.
Okay. Maybe she decided when she said when she didn't let Joel come back. Mm-hmm. They were like, never mind then, no apartment.
I guess so.
Was she gonna move in with her parents?
And Barbara Streisand's got the pipes, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, YouTube, you can't hear any of this.
Yeah, sorry. For those of you watching along with this, doesn't this sound great?
Grandma says it's good.
It's Liberace. It's magic.
Grandma says it's good.
Not my type, Mama.
Yeah. You ever seen Behind the Candelabra?
Mm-mm.
It's great. Michael Douglas plays Liberace.
Really?
Yeah.
Do it!
car won't move.
There are things in front of it. Why?
Am I supposed to live in here now?
I thought you wanted to come out.
No, I wanted the option of coming out.
My God. It's like a toddler right now.
It is. Oh, that's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's some comedy records.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
Except don't copy him like your idiot ex-husband.
Yeah, no kidding.
There he is. Look,
She typed up a business
Susie
card.
Myers.
That's funny.
Personal management.
classy, huh? What time are we meeting up today?
I can't do today. The movers have been here since 6, and my parents' apartment's a wreck.
Uh-huh. How about tomorrow? Great. Tomorrow's great.
Around 3?
I'll see you then.
I can't think.
Don't move. Don't think. Just drink.
Her mom is very supportive through all of this.
She is.
After dinner is my time to read. Therefore, I need the room.
He's a little boy.
I know that, which is why I win.
You can go and study, can't you?
I'm not falling for that again. We are not paying for another TV just so that you can have Jack Parr in your bedroom. We only have this one in case of a national emergency.
What about
So how about take that TV into your bedroom? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
This has been a very hard time for Miriam. So much upheaval so quickly.
Am I the only one
The
fascinated
twin
with
beds.
the twin beds? Yeah.
I was just thinking that. It's a nice touch.
Right.
I want her to be as happy as possible while she waits
Waits for what?
for Joel to come back. And I
He-
want
he
her
already
as
did. She doesn't
distracted
know.
and
No.
carefree as possible because it will all be over soon.
But he does know, right?
He knows.
Yeah.
She told him.
Yeah. Mortified.
Someone has to tell her. Like, it's not going to happen, you know?
I can't wait for that bombshell to drop.
Right.
It's either
Well,
this
because she's being
episode or
really
it's down the road.
supportive right
Yeah.
now, and that may change when she finds out that Joel came back and Miriam said no.
Yeah.
I need somebody to pick up the slack around here. You have got to develop some taste.
Shit.
Now look up there and tell me what you think.
It's Ron Burgundy.
Yes, flute.
You tell one-liners, stream of consciousness,
stream of consciousness?
Definitely should be
personal,
conscious, yeah.
political.
Personal tinged by political. Write down thoughts for jokes.
Oh, I do wish Mitzi Gaynor was my very best friend.
Just read, please. I don't want to use my real name.
Why not?
Because I don't want people to know I'm talking about me. I want them to think I'm talking about Tula Rain.
Nowadays, it's all use your name,
Yeah.
except for Carrot Top.
Super cute.
But he's a very, very bad comedian. Sorry, Carrot Top fans.
That one guy in the comments.
It's right. Hey!
Oh, this is really cool.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
What is all this?
It's a private collection. Did you tell her it's a private collection and that all sales are subject to the owner's approval?
Tell her yourself. These guys have never spoken to a viable mate before.
It kind of reminds me of the two doctors on Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's a great comparison.
Right.
Yeah.
Been very busy. Joel, you remember Joel. He got a big promotion, which is so much more money. He couldn't say
Oh,
no.
this is really a
So
sad
Miriam
lie.
decided to remodel their apartment.
The two babies were talking once in the hospital. One asked the other, "How you like to be fed, by the bottle or the other way? I get too many ashes in my eyes."
Oh my God, I was banging on your door like a grim reaper.
What do you want for President? Nixon?
Oh my God. When Richard Milhous Nixon becomes president, we move to France.
I would love to.
We're not.
Thought you should know that I got a place, an apartment.
Now that I have my own place,
I'd like to see Ethan a little more, if that's all right.
Is it appropriate for Ethan? It's not one of those downtown fifth floor walk-ups with no hot water and a bathtub in the kitchen, is it?
Do you think Joel's actually trying, or do you think that he's just done?
I think he would take her back in a second at this point if she'd say yes, but he's not going to push it.
Well, do you think that he's still being a floozy, or do you think he's just kind
I
of...
don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think he has any interest in Penny Pan.
Yeah. Jane Jacobs. I'm not sure who that is.
Closing of the park. Anyone who wishes to speak, come up and speak. Just
Gonna do a set right here.
enough that Robert Moses can hear you.
I'm kicking myself for being so out of the loop. I'm trying to read more papers lately. If women don't realize what's going on in the world, they won't step in and fix it.
Oh, that's good. Write that down.
Because they...
Who's this?
I'm Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, any relation?
Yes. Listen, I'm supposed to meet Mr.
Oh.
Maisel tonight.
Wow, this is a nice place. Wow. Wow. Do you think his dad helped him with this one?
help you?
Yes. Is that Penny Pan?
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
She does need to check out a place
I
their
did
kid's
call.
going to be staying.
Yeah.
Talk to your secretary. Better watch that one. You know secretaries.
Okay, so okay. Thank you.
2 blocks away, living the Methodist version of our life.
Yeah.
With the Methodist version of me. Does she have an on switch? I don't have my apartment anymore. You have my apartment. You have a lot of my things, actually.
Oh, that's
You're
true. I
welcome.
get it now.
Yeah.
You said you
That's
didn't
good.
want our life. But this is our life. You didn't
Oh,
go
I see
somewhere
what- that-
exotic
right.
or different. You went across the fucking street.
I had to.
You had to?
Now, the good thing about
Yeah.
this place, it's a great spot to catch unusual acts you might never see anywhere else. Wait, who's this guy?
He's from Montana.
I have terrible news. My best friend, lifeless. How you doing tonight?
Okay, that's
Randy would
funny.
say,
That's
"You mean,
funny.
who am I doing tonight?"
Why is this so funny?
I have no
It is. That is funny.
This is a good Main Street
the dummy
club.
guy was funny
Everybody
in that.
comes
He
here.
was, wasn't he?
Bookers, managers, agents, writers come here all the time. Hilarious. She's got a great tight 10, working on some new material. Time to expand, you know?
Well, she's a looker. I'd love to see her work. Can I get a couple more cards for my partners?
Yes.
Sure, Marty. How many
We have
partners
to
you
make
got?
more.
Three.
I'm so sick of this. Who sent you?
No one.
Someone out of L.A. Hired some local girl who knows shorthand? You can't do my act.
You think it's so hard? I mean, frankly, other than that stooling, it's a fairly pedestrian set.
Fairly
I thought so
pedestrian.
too. Like I said, man, production value on this show
incredible.
is
Look
through
at
the
this.
roof.
I had
Every
goosebumps.
every detail.
You promised me a prime spot at the Gaslight for 2 weeks if I got you in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? You promised.
I know. You're so terrible. Red Skelton's headlining tonight. You know Red Skelton?
Of course.
You
Yeah.
ever seen him live?
No. Saw him on Steve Allen once, though.
I was so
I only saw him when he was older, so I don't know how good this is.
Oh, you actually saw
You
it?
see how he...
On
Yep,
TV.
got it.
Not,
You
not,
see
not
the way
print,
he
yeah.
turns around.
I was as sober as the next guy. Unfortunately, the next guy was Dean Martin.
Seems like you want to be friends.
I do not want to be friends.
I'd like to be friends.
I don't know anything about you, because you don't have to.
Maybe I want to.
Look, both of our futures depend on you making jokes about your weird life.
And your dad?
Oh, he's fine. Yeah, he's a trader at E.F. Hutton. He just bought a boat.
Really?
No.
I
God.
was wondering if you maybe want to do it again tomorrow. Not as friends, just as study partners. Hit a couple clubs.
I can't do this again tomorrow night. I have a job. Your mom and dad don't pay my bills.
Right. You're right. I'm sorry. Oh my God!
Where have you been?
You scared the daylights out of me. I'm sorry. Did something happen?
Do you know what time it is?
It's late.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Rule number 1, you do not leave your towels on the floor. We'll get back to that, by the way. Rule number 2, home by 11.
I'm going to bed.
That's it. I've changed my mind. No Jack Parr for you.
What?
Like when I told my parents I wanted to be a film major, their faces they went white.
Yeah. I had that same feeling with when I did theater.
Yeah.
She's watching Jack Parr from somebody else's apartment.
That's a good touch. That's funny.
It is.
That's okay.
I don't know what she means by that.
Well, she's got some kind of support, and I think Susie talking to her at the end when she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll get us a table to cope. We'll go out and do this every night." And she's like, "I have a job."
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's reality kind of hitting and being like,
Yeah,
"You got to do something."
Well, yeah, and I think that she didn't consider the fact that not, it's again, it's that whole privilege thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
She doesn't realize that other people, money is actually a concern for people.
Like you said, she is privileged,
Yeah.
but she's a worker.
Yeah, she's not lazy. She's not.
No.
She's she's kind of she's in a bubble, but she's not a bad person in that bubble.
No. Like she's not taking advantage of her privilege.
Mm-mm.
Maybe a little bit, but like it's nothing from like it's not malicious or anything.
Towards anyone. She's very polite
Yeah.
to everyone. She's generally, like I said, I just don't think she gets how normal people
The world
live.
works. Yeah.
Right. That's like when she went into Susie's apartment the first time. Like, this is your apartment?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And she said her own apartment. Like, it's not that nice. I'm like, shut up, man.
Yeah, it's a
You're-
palace.
Yeah, you're on the park and you're talking about your giant apartment is not being that nice.
I do think in a lot of movies and shows when you see privilege, you're kind of like, okay,
Well, that's what this is great because usually when they're showing privilege, there's a social commentary in that people of privilege are treated as bad people.
Yeah.
Most of the time,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying they are or aren't, but it's a trope.
Yeah,
Right,
it's a trope.
Artistically, it's a trope
Yeah.
that we see and see and see, and it's kind of nice. Not just because I'm like, "Yay, rich people are really cool people,"
Yeah.
but it's nice to have something that kind of breaks the trope of, "Yeah, this person's privileged. She doesn't understand the world outside of her rich upbringing and privileged bubble." but she's also not a terrible person.
It's also fun because, like, in a lot of those shows, like, you kind of are living vicariously through those characters, you know?
Absolutely.
In this, you feel better about it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You get to go hang out downtown and go to the
Right.
Copa. Yeah, I just like living in this world. And in a show like Mad Men, we talk about how Mad Men is all show no tell.
Right.
This is very much exposition.
It is.
But you barely notice it because of how much they're showing you. It's almost like a combination of show and tell, you
Right.
know? It's really interesting. I don't think I've seen anything pulled off to this degree.
Sure. Now, do you think we're going to head to a point because of this slap in the face of her privilege that she kind of got in this episode to where she is where her financial situation is actually more dire? I mean, I don't think her parents are going to let her grandkids go hungry and stuff like that. But I mean, where actual money concerns are happening.
I think so. I think we will get the money concern eventually. But at the same time, I like you said, I don't think the parents will cut off. Well, they could. They could cut her off.
They could cut her off if they find out she's doing stand up and they're mad about it. They could cut her off. I mean, you never know how they're going to react.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're going to be supportive of the stand ups. I think they'll cut her off. They'll kick her out. But like you said, I think she can go back there for dinner. I think we'll have more of those tense dinner situations where her dad is being her dad. You know,
they're just gonna. They want her to do what they want her to do, and it's hard to know what direction or how far they're willing to go to make that happen.
Now,
it's going to go badly for sure.
What I'm interested in seeing is when Joel finds out that she's doing stand up, how he reacts to that. He's not going to take it graciously. I think he's going to be very bitter and jealous.
Oh, for sure. Here's what I want to know: when Joel does find out, I think I think we might have a scene where Joel kind of finds out, storms in on one of her sets, and realizes that she is 100 times better at this than he was ever going to be, and how Joel takes that. Could he take it, because that could go two ways, right? When Joel realizes not only she's doing, Joel's going to freak when he finds out she's doing comedy, but how Joel reacts when he finds out that she's doing comedy and she's killing it and she's doing it well, right? Is he going to be worse, or is he going to be like, holy crap, all this time?
I think it might be a bit of a pity party for him.
At least for a while,
for
sure.
now.
Right.
There's a flip side to that. He walks in, she sees him. That could be why she bombs.
That could be a bomb night, right? That's true.
And then then maybe it creates some sort of partnership, not partnership, but like relatability. Because like he could see her bomb, and then she can actually relate to him a little bit with the bombing.
Right.
Not saying that he's.
Well, yeah, but I don't know, because I don't think she would react to bombing as much as him. I think we see
it would suck. I mean,
it would
help
suck
anybody's ego.
No, for sure. But I also don't think that she is the tail between the legs and whimper and blow up your life and feel sorry for yourself for however long Joel, lets that drag out.
I just know what I mean. Create some sort of empathy for him, for her.
Maybe.
But then again, he cheated on her,
right?
And basically took their life and placed it somewhere else.
Yeah, I really like that scene because it wasn't registering me for, like, she's really blowing up. Is she just jealous that Penny's there? Why is she really blowing up so much? And I'm like, is it because he's not living in squalor? Why is she so mad? And it's because, and she explained it. I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He says, I can't have this life. This is the wrong life for me. I hate this life.
And he copy pasted it.
And he had the exact same life except with a different woman. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing of, like, this is not the life I need was all crap. It was her. The way it was done in execution was he just replaced her.
Yeah, it's his dissatisfaction with himself.
Right.
And he's projecting it onto Midge, which is not
sure. But it's going to read to her like the problem was her in his head. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, well, the only thing different around here is who you're with.
Yeah. Yeah.
You took your whole life with me and just gave it to Penny Pan instead.
And we haven't got much time with Penny. We don't really know who she is as a person. She's obviously not a great one.
Well, she's definitely being treated, and again, it's coming from Midge's perspective and the few things we've seen, that she's being treated as a dumb person.
Yeah.
And that may well be true. We haven't seen enough of her to know. We've maybe seen her say like 3 sentences.
Yeah.
But she hasn't looked good, intellectually.
She could be a better person than we think, but at the same time, you did steal somebody's husband.
For sure. But yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I feel like going forward, it could be a situation where it's kind of like, once you get to know her a little bit, maybe she's not the horror show that you think she is. But that doesn't. But you're right. Nothing takes away the fact that you did start hooking up with her husband.
Kind of a character flaw there,
Kind of a big one. Yeah. So I have this boyfriend. He's married.
Yeah.
Slow. Wait. But he's getting a divorce, maybe.
Maybe.
You're right. Oh man, this show is so fun.
It's great.
I like Tony Shalhoub and the mom's. I need to learn her name. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's terrible. But Tony Shalhoub and her mother's energy in the show brings so much to it.
It kind of gets you riled up a little bit. It kind of makes you feel a little anxious. You're like, okay.
But I think that's kind of the fun of it. It's
right?
like, do you want to see what how neurotic her life growing up was with these two parents?
Yeah.
Let's hang out with them for a while and see. And like, I start getting edgy when we're around the parents a little bit. And I'm like, man, it's not even my parents.
I love movies that do that. It's kind of like Uncut Gems does it like in a different way, you know.
Right.
But like characters just talking, and you're like, slow down. You're like, slow down.
It's like the dinner party on The Office.
Yes.
It's
Oh
like,
my God.
my God, somebody break these two up right now because I can't be in a room with them.
That's a show. I've seen that episode so many times, so I don't get that feeling anymore.
Right.
But you're right. The first time you watch it, you're like, I want to leave.
I think I had my head in my hands and I was like going at times during that scene the first
plasma
time.
TV.
Yeah.
Flat screen TV.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
4 vasectomies.
Great show. I cannot wait for the next one. This feels really bingeable.
It is. Like when it ended, I was like, that was an hour, but I could easily watch 2 more.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But we will catch you the next one, guys.
See ya.